We want to bring in CTV National News correspondent Adrian Ghobrial this morning. He's live once again in Tel Aviv.
So, Adrian, 7 days into this war and the devastating toll on citizens and families continues. Where exactly are you this morning? Yesterday, you were outside of the largest hospital in the Middle East.
Yeah, a little bit different of a location today. You know, as we've been here over the last several days, there's these little, simple yet remarkable stories of people coming together in a community. And as you can imagine, there's several funerals happening, sadly, for all people of all ages. There's hundreds of people in hospital, and all the stores are closed. And so what has been happening is there's been an organizer who's been working with flower growers to open up volunteers' homes, and this is what's happening today. You've got all these volunteers. They're not florists, they're just regular people who are here trying to keep busy, keeping their mind off things, and they're putting together bouquets and wreaths, traditional wreaths that are normally used for soldiers, but are now also being used for civilians, including babies. And one of the individuals who's opened up his home here, Ken, thank you so much for having us. Take a step over if you don't mind, and just tell us, the phone call that you received to help open up your home.
Last night, about 5:36, my wife called me, said Esther, our friend, wanted to organize putting together these wreaths. Can we use the house? I go, obviously, yes. And then it says we're going to invite some few friends over, and we just went nonstop until about midnight last night. And I thought yesterday was the only time, but at 8 a.m., bright and early at 8 a.m., it started again. It's unfortunate as a factory. I mean, making wreaths for babies, it's not what I was expecting to be doing this week, and it just, it's horrifying.
There's orders and for more tomorrow as well.
Yeah, because when the sun goes down tomorrow night, after Shabbat, there's going to be a lot more funerals. Soldiers, civilians, babies. People have been coming nonstop to pick up all the wreaths and take them as far away as Jerusalem, wherever it's needed. Esther's been running everything. She's been doing an amazing job. And we're all just trying to do what we can. I mean, we're all in shock, and obviously this is therapy for all of us, to help us do something to contribute, and we're doing what we can.
Thanks for your time this morning, Ken. Really do appreciate it. So you get a sense of just, sense of community and how people are pulling together and things you might not think about. But there's funerals and the florists are closed, as many stores are, because of the conflict. And so people are coming together like this.
Adrian, that is a remarkable story there, and I appreciate you bringing that to us. I just want to go back to where you were yesterday at the airport in Tel Aviv, speaking to Canadians who were getting out on some of those flights arranged by the federal government. The thoughts and relief there. What was your sense, though, about how they feel the Canadian federal government effort has been? Has it been enough to help everybody who feels like they're stuck in Israel right now to get out? What were you hearing from them?
Yeah, well, there's two sides of the story, I guess we could say, Nick. Definitely, we've been speaking with people who are still stuck. There's over 1,000 people who are still trying to get on board those military flights to get home safely to Canada, and they've been extremely frustrated. For a period of time, the phone number to the embassy, for the Canadian embassy, wasn't working. Consular officials here actually confirmed that with me. They said, yeah, sorry, we had an issue. So people have been struggling to get a hold of someone to get onto one of these flights. Now, those that we were speaking with at the airport last night, mixed emotions. Obviously very thankful. They've got their most precious cargo packed with them, which is generally their young children, families getting onto those planes, flying to Athens. But there's also, and then eventually an Air Canada flight to Toronto, but there's also mixed emotions because many were here for weddings, to visit family, and they know the family and the people that they're leaving behind, nieces, nephews, children as well, and they can't get on those flights. And so it is a difficult decision to make.
And Adrian, I'm not sure if you can speak to this, but we've been reporting all morning on, the impending ground, offensive by Israeli forces into Gaza. And we've also been reporting that, Hamas continues to fire into Israel. Has there been any evidence of air sirens, rockets going on where you are? Have you heard anything?
So far this morning in Tel Aviv, thankfully, it has been silent. Now, the air sirens can be specific to just even neighborhoods within Tel Aviv. So where we have been traveling, we're now just east of Tel Aviv. There hasn't been any air sirens, and there weren't any in the city center overnight where we were sleeping. But, as you mentioned, there are the Israeli military has said that they are ready for a ground assault into Gaza if one is called. Civilians in Gaza are being told to head to the south. Hamas is telling them not to. The Israeli government accusing Hamas of using civilians as human shields and frankly, just moving approximately 1 million people from the north of Gaza to the south is no small task, and it could create, complications of their own.
Absolutely. Okay, CTV's Adrian Ghobrial live a little bit outside Tel Aviv for us this morning. Again, appreciate the reporting, Adrian. Thanks so much for this.
Thank you.